And just like that, the Iran attacks are now canceled. What's going on, guys? It's Ricky with TechBud Solutions. Hope that you guys are all having an amazing Thursday. Today is June 11th. It is 7:57 a.m. from the time I'm filming this here in Hawaii. Markets opened a few hours ago, and you might have noticed that, wow, all of a sudden, volume began to pick up. Price action was in favor of the bulls, and NASDAQ market alone went from lows of 697 to highs of 712 in a matter of minutes. A 2% move. Well, what happened? Very simple. Again, President Trump just canceled scheduled strikes, bombing against Iran, and now stating that discussion and final points have been in both concepts and great detail approved by all parties, including the United States, Israel, Saudi Arabia, UAE, Qatar, Turkey, Pakistan, Bahrain, Kuwait, Jordan, Egypt, and others. Where's Iran? Did they approve it? That's the part that I didn't get from this post. How are you going to sign a peace deal and everyone that approved it is not the party you're trying to approve it for? Again, maybe I'm not understanding this clear enough. But nonetheless, why are the markets responding the way that they are? Because he canceled this attack. Escalations were high. The U.S. attacked Iran yesterday. And now it's saying that, okay, well, now we are canceling all of our attacks. But even just a few hours ago, Trump said that if Iran does not accept a peace deal by the end of the day, that we will bomb the crap out of them. His words from Truth Social. Now he has taken a change of tone and a different route. Now, all of a sudden, he wants a peace deal, right? NASDAQ market is pushing up higher. Again, one thing that I did want to show was that overall NASDAQ market is trading at an elevated level. But how many times have we heard this? Feel free to look it up. 38 times. But the market always loves to celebrate a peace deal. But when it's canceled, it barely ever sells off. Very, very unfortunate. With that being said, again, tomorrow is a very big day. We got the SpaceX IPO, one of the most anticipated IPOs, at least in my adult life. There has now been more than $70 billion worth of retail orders alone. SpaceX is raising $75 billion, making retail interest alone enough to nearly fill the entire sale. So it's crazy how much hype there is with SpaceX right now. On top of that, if you saw 1 hour before the markets opened, the PPI report came out. That's the Producer Price Index report, inflation on the producing side of things. It came in higher than what was expected for overall PPI, 6.5 versus the expectation of 6.4. But why did the markets prop up, right? Markets originally sold off once this report came out, and then all of a sudden, they began to trade higher. Why? Well, first off, maybe some of Trump's colleagues knew that the peace deal was going to get announced because very randomly, markets began to aggressively prop up higher. I mean, if anything, this buying pressure began to happen shortly after the overnight hours began to take place. Did you guys see that? We sold off all day, even during the overnight, even during the extended hours. But as soon as the overnight hours opened, boom, buying pressure, higher highs, higher lows, and this rally has continued. With that being said, well, what exactly was announced with this inflation report? I wanted you to understand both sides. Overall PPI, overall Producer Price Index report inflation came in way higher than what was expected. We expected overall PPI to come in at 6.4. We came in at 6.5. We were previously at 5.7. This is a huge jump. But what did come in possibly lower than what was expected was core PPI. We expected a 0.5% increase. We got a 0.4. And then we went from 4.9, expectation 5.4 to 4.9. So really no change with core PPI. So this was in sense better than what was expected for core PPI, which again was kind of the same story that we saw with yesterday's CPI data report. So based off of that news, can the market justify going up? Sure, markets are irrational. They're always looking for any edge to continue to trade higher. This is my take on it, right? markets propped up 2% in a very short period of time. If you do not see signs of continuation, then you're going to see signs of profit taking, and then eventually the correction will follow. So that's what our team is paying attention to right now is, do we short this overbought reversal as it corrects closer to previous levels, or is there going to be enough buying pressure to push it up higher and higher? The buying pressure better kick in soon, because again, there was a lot of fear being injected into the market, right? Moments before this news got announced, markets were actively selling off. So that is what we're paying attention to closely. Alerts are set. I have an active short position. I'm up about $4,800, $4,900, pretty much $4,000 on INTC. If it ends up breaking the support and works its way closer to $111 per share, I'll be up closer to around $6,000 to $7,000 on the day on INTC. For MSTZ, I'm up a little bit over $2,200 on the day. So MSTZ is the inverse ETF. The reason I bought this one was I can't short or open up a short during overnight hours, but I saw that MSTR and everything gapped up. I thought it was complete bullshit, so I jumped into MSTZ, which is the inverse ETF. I only bought a few shares, but because of how sharp that recovery was from $9.63 to highs of $10.86, we made a pretty penny. I'm very satisfied with it. I took profits early. I didn't write it all the way up. I ended up actually taking profits right before markets opened, and then ended up pushing up a little bit higher. So again, I'll do my part in keeping you guys up to date. It looks like we are showing and getting very close to showing signs of a break of support. So when in doubt, never be afraid to cash out. Remember, I'm all about shorting if you have experience. If you're a beginner and you don't know how to manage risk, you should not be shorting. You should not be trading options, in my opinion. I don't trade options. The reason I said that is shorting comes at a greater form of risk. And people sometimes excuse that with, okay, well, I'll just buy options, right? I'll just buy put options, or whatever the case might be. No, you need to learn how to manage risk. You need to learn how to manage your position size before you take these higher risk trades. Again, there's a lot of money to be made, especially just going long. Markets are more bullish than they are bearish. I love sharing ideas, not because I want you to copy them, but because I want you to understand my thought process behind the series of trades that I take. That is the whole point of our daily live sessions. So again, if you ever want to watch me trade live, we just wrapped up our live session. You get more in-depth pretty much breakdowns on what's going on in the market during our live sessions. And also, if I take any trades during those lives, you get to see it happen live. If you want to check it out to learn more, second link in the description down below. We actually have a live trading video in our homepage where you can actually check it out so you can watch it before you even join LPP. I appreciate you guys' time. Like always, let's make sure that we end the year on a green note. Take care, team.